If you're only printing your digital kits exactly as they come, you're probably leaving a lot of creative possibilities on the table. Today, I'm sharing 5 Canva tricks I use every single month to make digital project life kits work harder. Hi, I'm Di, and around here we build creative systems that work in real life. Today, I'm going to be using the August Stories by the Month kit to show you 5 Canva techniques that you can use with almost any digital project life kit. As I mentioned, I'm going to be using the August Stories by the Month from Edwards. This is an example. You could use absolutely any kit. The first thing is going to be adding depth. We're talking layering. Digital designs can sometimes feel flat. Layering gives them a more handmade look. It gives them a more physical appearance. So an example here, I'm going to use this floral paper. This is going to be my title card for the transition week of August. And I like this, but it's a little bit, it's nice. It's nice. But what I'm going to do, this is a 6x4 card, I think. Doesn't have to be when you're digital. I'm holding down Control here. That is on a PC. It may be different on a Mac. So now I can add this. I can add this on here. The other thing that I can do to give it that fully layered look, and this could be something that you want to look at, is I'm going to come into Edit. I'm going to come into Shadows here. I'm going to come into Drop. I'm going to add in a little drop shadow. Can you see that? It just gives it a bit more depth, and you can change the drop shadow. If you click this again, it'll give you the edit feature. You can increase the blur amount. It does for some reason increase the size. You can change the angle of the drop shadow. You can change the distance, and you can change the intensity. That just makes it less bold. If you decide that you don't like the drop shadow, you can come back to your edit screen. You can click None, and it will just take it back to a normal flat element. Now I'm going to, again, layer. I'm going to reduce this down, just grabbing the bounding box at the corners. I'm going to squeeze in the edges. I'm going to put this in that little card, and we're going to shove that in there. I'm going to leave it with no date on it. You could, if you're just doing, you know what week it's for, you could put a little text thing in there and you can put your text box in. So that might be your first thing that you do, and you just leave it like that. I'm going to get rid of this one and duplicate it, because what I want to share is that you can actually take this another step further. I'm going to press R for rectangle. I'm going to do a little layering. Again, think of the digital elements as layers. I'm going to squeeze that to there. Put that, I don't know which way around I want this yet. Let's put that there. I'm going to change the color to the same red or orange that's in that August. Position, think of position as the arrangement of those layers, right? So if you look at your layers here, there's 2 ways to do it. You can either just drag down here, and we just do that. Again, now it's behind this floral paper. I can bring it here, and now it's on top of the floral paper, but it's behind the little label with August that we've put here. So you could do that, right? Now, the thing for me is I think that looks a bit, it's too stark, it's too bold, it's too. That might be okay for you. I personally don't like that look. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come into Elements here, and I'm going to look for Torn Paper Edge. You'll see it's there in my recent, because I use this quite a lot. For me, I can go into Show Filters here, and I'm going to click on Free. I don't believe you get that if you're on the free version, but I want to show you what you get for the free. These are all the little toothed edges. So you've got these that you could use. This is just a white little torn edge. You could totally use this. You know, you're thinking, oh, well, that just looks kind of dumb. Position. We're going to take it there. Maybe we have that. So now we've got a little bit of texture, right? What I like to do instead is use the little strip. So what you get is these. These are little torn paper edge strips. So it's literally just the tooth of the tear. It's literally just the torn strip. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to rotate this. So if you notice, there's a little rotatey thing here. I hope you can see that. I'm just going to rotate it until I find something that I like the look of. Now what I'm going to do, because I'm going to show you what I like. I'm going to show you what I like to do. It's always the fun part. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to come up to here to crop, and I'm going to crop this piece off. Now, all I have to do now is position. Again, you can do it here in layers, or you can arrange, send it backwards, send it backwards. So now we have this torn edge on our card. And again, all I have to do to move this, let's say I put this further up. I wanted that further up there. Maybe I want to use this more at the top. All I have to do is just move that little piece. Again, I'm holding control here on my PC. And now I have a little layered edge. Then I could put something down here if I wanted to. I could even change it. Maybe it goes this way instead. I'm going to take that, duplicate it, Control D to duplicate, and put that there instead. So 3 examples there of the same card layered, but all 3 look different. So let's now look at the second tip, and that is going to be to match your palette. We're going to be talking about changing colors. So when we're talking about digital kits, sometimes we don't get all of the colors in the color palette of the kit. We don't get all of the elements that we want in all of the colors. Now, specifically for me, that is usually these cards. Again, I've shared this little tip before, but I like to add the little ants around the edge, just so that you can see where to cut afterwards. So we have the blue, the red, and the yellow. Let's say I wanted that card in this green. Bring in the card again. I'm going to take the blue one just as an example. I'm going to come up to blue here. I'm going to pick a color. And then I'm going to click on the thing that I've brought in, which was this green in the August notes. Now I've got a card that matches the color in this August notes. It's not always perfect. So just remembering that this is an option, because now I have a green card to match the green in the kit. And again, this could be any of the colors that are in the kit. Change the colors of your digital elements. So the third thing is to stretch your supplies. Think of your digital elements just like you would physical. All of the things that you can do with your physical supplies, pretty much you can do with your digitals. And the digitals are a little bit more flexible. Now, if you're thinking about physical paper, let's say this is your physical pattern paper. It is a 3x4 card. If I want to put white paper on top, I could literally print this out, get some white paper, put it on top. But to save ink, all I have to do is put a rectangle on here and change the color to white. Now I have a journal card. If I want to, I can put a photo in there. I could literally put my photo right in here, put the journaling on, print everything out as it is on matte photo paper, and everything is done. Maybe that's what I want to do. But what I want to talk to you about is thinking about your supplies in a little bit of a different way. So in Ali's kits, there are a lot of these strips. I'm going to choose this one, this August one, but if you don't like, or let's say you prefer this kind of messy stenciled look, this is a word strip, I think, in Ali's kit. I'm not sure, because again, with the digitals, they can be anything. I'm going to add a border. I'm going to take that a little bit thicker. I'm going to change the border color to that same green. And then the middle is going to be white. Now I've created a journal card from that strip. I'm going to do exactly the same thing with a different one so you can see the versatility here. Let's say, what else is there? What other little word strips do we have? Oh, currently. Again, I could change the color of this beforehand. Do you see how all of these tips kind of go together? I don't have to put the border on. All I've got to do is take that one, copy the style, put it on there. Now the border is exactly the same, and all I have to do is change the color. Boom. So that is 2 ways. The other thing that I want to suggest to you, and these are all with the free version, is there is August morning. Let's say you have something, a photo, or you want to talk about your August morning. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to squeeze this one down right to the edge of this T, right to the edge of the A. This one, I'm going to do the opposite. This is going to be edge of the M. I'm going to layer these together. Now you're going to be thinking, this looks awful. Okay, that goes there. I'm going to do again my little copy and paste here. Now I'm going to add, that's not exactly the same yellow, which annoys me. I'm going to add that there. I'm going to add a rectangle on top, but I'm going to drag it underneath in a second. And I'm just going to do it right to there. Again, I'm going to change the color to that same yellow. Position, backward, backward. Okay, now I have this August morning, right? But it's got the edges on the edge. Yes, I could have done it exactly like this, but maybe I want a bit of a thicker title, right? Because it's got 2 words. I'm going to come up to eraser. You don't need the magic eraser, just click the pixel eraser. This is the free version. And then I'm going to come to size. I like to just make mine big and thick. I'm going to erase the bit of writing. This is not erasing the original, it's just erasing the one that is on your current document. Now I've erased that M, come to morning, eraser, pixel eraser. Now I'm going to erase the bit that is the T. Close. And now I have my own little card that says August morning. If I hadn't put that square behind, the one here, look how that would look. Ratchet. We don't want that. So we put a square behind, just so that you can see a background. Now I have another card for my collection. The 4th thing that I want to share with you is to create contrast. So we're going to invert the colors. And what I mean by that is sometimes your card might not be what you want. And I'm thinking more this. If you're looking at this and you're like, that is way too dark for my spread. I don't want this. All you have to do, I'm going to put this in here so you can see what I'm doing. All you have to do is click it, edit, adjust. There's a little button here that says invert. If you press this, it's going to change to the opposite on the color wheel. Flip. What's white is now black, and because it wasn't solid black, this is now a gray. But notice how the blue used to be yellow, because again, all of it is now inverted. So now it's completely changed. This will happen with anything. This one, again, it's white and black. If you want it the opposite way around, you want the inverse on the color wheel. Now it's black and white. So what was black is now white. What was white is now black. This will happen with all of your other cards. You don't have to change it here if you don't want to, right? If you just want the opposite on the color wheel, or you just want to play and see what happens, let's invert it. Ooh, That actually looks very fun with this one, right? What else could we create? How does this one look if we invert it? That, maybe you do that with all of the cards. I'm going to do it with this one. This will change, and this is going to be the big difference. Okay, this will change the whole thing, the whole card, not just the one color. So if I invert the whole card, look, changes it to black. But what I can do now is take this August card, come up to where it's red, color pick, and I can color pick this new blue. I can create a whole new kit from one digital kit just by doing the invert and getting a fresh color. Can you see that? I've got a whole different thing. I've got a fresh new card. I've got a fresh new kit. And the fifth thing that I always do with my digital kits is I remove the backgrounds. Now, this is the only Canva Pro feature that I have included in this little video. And the reason that I do that is it separates the embellishments from the cards, and then I can use the text anywhere. So for example, this card that says August stories and stuff, I'm gonna duplicate that and I'm gonna move it down here. So this is my card. This is the original card that we are dealing with. Now this is how it looks now. I'm going to come up to here. This is a Canva Pro feature. You'll know the Canva Pro because it's got the little crown symbol. I'm going to remove the background. Now, why would I do this? Because now I can make any color background on the card here. Absolutely any color. So I could make this background yellow. I've changed the background here to yellow. I'm going to take this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the background. Again, paid feature, it's got the little crown. Remove the background. Now it is white. I'm going to take this and maybe I put it on there. Maybe that is what I do. I'm going to duplicate it because I want to show you again, using the tips we've already discussed. I'm going to come up to Edit, Adjust, Invert. Think of the possibilities of the invert button. Think of the possibilities. This is where it comes in. I'm just going to make that, let's make it red. Let's make it the red so that we can actually see the difference. So we've done this card in standard and invert. Now we're going to take this card and remove the background. I could have it there, or again, duplicating that, adjust, and in black. Think of the possibilities, friends. Think of the possibilities. But this was the only Canva Pro feature that we used, covering removing the backgrounds, but including all of the tips that I've already showed you. I hope these ideas were helpful and that you take these ideas and make it your own. Now, quit watching me and go make something. Oh, you're still here. If you want to stay after class, this Sunday, I'm taking these ideas even further over on Patreon. We'll be screen sharing in Canva with the new Storyteller Kit from Ali Edwards, experimenting together and seeing what we can come up with. Maybe you want to join us? The link is in the description.